Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have come not to abolish, but to fulfill. Amen, I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter nor the smallest part of a letter will pass from the law until all things have taken place. Therefore, whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do so will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever obeys and teaches these commandments will be called greatest in the kingdom of heaven. I tell you, unless your righteousness surpasses that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to your ancestors, 'You shall not kill,' and whoever kills will be liable to judgment. But I say to you, whoever is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. And whoever says to his brother, 'Raca,' will be answerable to the Sanhedrin. And whoever says, 'You fool,' will be liable to fiery Gehenna. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there recall that your brother has anything against you, leave your gift there at the altar, go first and be reconciled with your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Settle with your opponent quickly while on the way to court. Otherwise, your opponent will hand you over to the judge, and the judge will hand you over to the guard, and you will be thrown into prison. Amen, I say to you, you will not be released until you have paid the last penny. You have heard that it was said, 'You shall not commit adultery.' But I say to you, everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than to have your whole body thrown into Gehenna. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than to have your whole body go into Gehenna. It was also said, 'Whoever divorces his wife must give her a bill of divorce.' But I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, unless the marriage is unlawful, causes her to commit adultery, and whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to your ancestors, 'Do not take a false oath, but make good to the Lord all that you vow.' But I say to you, do not swear at all, not by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Do not swear by your head, for you cannot make a single hair white or black. Let your yes mean yes, and your no mean no. Anything more is from the evil one. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Welcome to Jerusalem. Don't swear by it, though. I just heard Jesus say that. What an eventful day. We have made the climb to Jerusalem. Very circuitous route. Kind of went the other way from what Jesus was doing. He was coming from Jerusalem to Galilee, right? And then we were going this way, but we went to the same place, right? In Samaria. But I thought it was very interesting and providential that this morning's Office of Readings gave us a nice little insight into the Scriptures that ties into the experiences that we've had and the readings that we're having given to us today, this Sunday. It was from a commentary on the Diatessaron by St. Ephraim Deacon. Everybody's read that, so I'm just quoting what you already know, right? But this is from we have the Office of Readings this morning, and he said this: Lord, who can comprehend even one of your words? We lose more of it than we grasp, like those drinking from a living spring. Imagine a living spring is gurgling over, it's flowing. He says, it is like that rock which was struck open in the wilderness, the rock that followed them around in the wilderness. from which all were offered a spiritual drink. As the apostle says, they ate spiritual food and they drank spiritual drink. So I love that God was preparing us even into this morning's office readings for what we would experience today. So this spiritual sense of the scriptures, what I've been developing in my homilies during this trip, to drink from the living spring that is Christ, and to water the soul, the thirsty soul. So today I'd like to make 3 points in a homily. First, in the gospel, Jesus intensifies the law by making it an interior thing. Second, in the story of the Samaritan woman at the well that we lived when we went there to Shechem, to the Samaritan woman's well, Jacob's well, he universalizes worship by establishing the place of worship in the temple of the human heart instead of on any mountain. And thirdly, the church reminds us that each of our souls is then called to be the new Holy Land. So we'll start with the scriptures for today. Jesus says, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have come not to abolish, but to fulfill." And that word has been fulfilled in our midst, in the sense that you are standing here and you have been recreated into the living word by being a member of the Word, capital W, by your baptism. Now, Jesus in the gospel takes the law that he came to fulfill, not abolish, and he does something incredible with it. Rather than we think, oh, Jesus came to take us off of the yoke of the law, and so we don't have to follow the law anymore. And a lot of people will take that as an excuse to get rid of all the red rules. Oh, I'm a free Christian. I don't have to follow any rules anymore. No more 10 commandments for me. Hang on. Jesus came to fulfill it, not to get rid of it, not to abolish it. So we have to be very careful about that. Freedom in Christ is not freedom from, it's freedom for. We can go more into that at another time. He does this interesting thing. He intensifies the law. He does that with his "but I say to you" statements. Right? He says, "You heard that it was said to your ancestors, 'You shall not kill.' But I say to you, whoever is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment." He says, "You have heard that it was said, 'You shall not commit adultery.' But I say to you, everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Again, you have heard that it was said to your ancestors, 'Do not take a false oath.' But I say to you, do not swear at all." What's he doing with this intensification of the law? You think, gosh, it's even harder to live. I mean, the Pharisees, they were doing it all right. They were living the exterior manifestations of the law. They were doing it physically. But isn't that what he always said? He said, look, it's not about just doing it physically. It's not just the letter of the law, but in spirit also. What's he doing? He's taking the law from just a mere external observance. Don't kill. Okay, I can know I won't kill that person. He says, no. He's going to make it something deeper, more interior on the level of the soul. And he says, don't even be angry. Oh, wait just a second now. But that's where the true worship takes place. And this is what Jesus is going to be doing in his ministry. He's going to be fulfilling what he already began in preparation with his people Israel. So the worship now is going to be that spiritual worship. And so the law will be the law of the Spirit and the primacy of the Spirit. And he speaks this to the woman at the well. And that's what we heard today when we were listening to the scriptures. Jesus develops this idea. He says, "Whoever drinks the water I shall give will never thirst. The water I shall give will become in him a spring of water welling up to eternal life." That's what happens to our soul. God enters in by grace, and a spring of eternal life is planted in our hearts, drilled through our bodies and our souls into heaven. You thought that the well that Jacob dug was deep. You haven't even plumbed the depths of the well that God put into baptism. It goes all the way to heaven. If we will plumb that depth, if we will go there, if we will draw that water, if we will ask from the master of that well to give us to drink from it. But it's there. It's the great tragedy. We don't ever draw enough from what God has already put within. But then Jesus says, the hour is coming. This is to that question where she says, oh, your people, they worship right over yonder, right on Mount Moriah, the Temple Mount where the temple was, right? So, oh, your people worship there. Our people worship where we were today, Mount Gerizim, right? The one there near Shechem. And he says, listen, the hour is coming and is now here, because here I am, when true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. And indeed, the Father seeks such people to worship him. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship in spirit and in truth. I've got this thought that says, God only developed an earthly tabernacle that he told the Israelites to produce in the desert, in which they made into a temple on this mountain. God gave all those rules and regulations and specifications merely as a prefigurement to tell us what God is going to do for our souls. How beautiful he told them to make the temple and the tabernacle. Even more beautiful did he make your soul. Even more beautiful did he recreate it and consecrate it. There is a greater than Solomon here, Jesus says at one point. He's talking about himself, right? Solomon, the great temple builder. There's a greater than Solomon in each and every baptized member of the faithful. Christian, know your dignity again. And so we come to be the mobile tabernacles again. So the tabernacle in the wilderness was mobile, and then it became fixed on a mountain. And then Jesus comes to make it mobile again in the hearts and souls of each one of his living members. And that brings us to this last point. In the collect of the Mass today, we hear, "O God, who teach us that you abide in hearts that are true and just, grant that we may be so fashioned by your grace as to become a dwelling place to you." What makes the Holy Land holy? God dwelt here. That's what made it holy. God brought his people and planted them here. He chose them, he claimed them, he spoke to them, he encountered them, he saw them face to face. His presence was here. And then God made flesh, walked these very streets that we're going to walk. That God made flesh was right here. But he did all of that so that each and every soul who believes in him might become even holier than this land that we pilgrim in. And the greatest pilgrimage that we can take is the interior pilgrimage to the Holy Land that God has already planted in your heart and your soul. To take the time to seek the Lord and to know where he has walked in our lives. To see the traces of his providence in the actions and the people and the relationships of our lives. But then to go to that well that he's planted, the garden that he's recreated and replanted. To go to the temple that he has consecrated and constructed, and there to find the peace and the glory that awaits each and every one of us. So we come to venerate this Holy Land, but it's just a physical manifestation of what we're called to be. The saints, we talk about the saints all the time. The saints are just those we acknowledge as worthy temples to be venerated. We're all called to be worthy temples, worthy holy lands, where the Lord treads in our midst. And so, O God, who teach us that you abide in hearts that are just and true, grant that we may be so fashioned by your grace as to become a dwelling place